Oh wow, can you believe here we are at the end of another month already? I really don't know where this month has gone. Keeping track of it with our monthly renewal and reflection sheets, is it making it go even faster? I don't know. But here we are back at that time again. Time for us to reflect on the month just gone and set some intentions for the month ahead. Welcome back to the Homeschool Sweet Spot. I'm Kylie and I've been home educating my 3 kids since 2007, and I provide you with encouragement, support, hints and tips for a fabulous homeschool experience. If you're interested in ways to calm the chaos in your homeschool, then be sure that you've hit that subscribe button, because every single week I release a brand new video to encourage you on your journey. So let's talk about March, the month that was. Did I hit my goals that I set at the beginning of the month? So firstly, 2 big things happened in the month of March. One is certainly not related just to me personally. It affected a lot of people. We had our wettest month in a very, very long time. So there was definitely a lot of us needing to spend a lot of time at home, and unfortunately a lot of us were really badly affected by some of the worst flooding we've seen in living history. So my heart goes out to any of you if you experience that, and I can only imagine the pain that you guys must be dealing with. So there was that massive event that definitely affected the month. And the other thing, if you've been following me on socials, you'll see that currently our house is in complete disarray. I have tradesmen rocking up here at 6:30 every morning, in and out, jackhammering up our tiles, floor in our bathroom, and ripping out walls and all those things. Now, most of this is work that needed to be done, and we have been waiting for it to get done. We were just waiting for our tradesmen to have some free time. And lo and behold, it was smack bang in the middle of March. So yeah, that really has affected the month. But let's take a quick look back at the month of March. So just quickly before I start, make sure that you have grabbed your own copies of the monthly reflection and renewal sheets. Currently you can find them in my Facebook group as a free download. I will pop the link for that group in the description box down below. If you don't want to print out the sheets, just grab yourself a notebook, and possibly you started a journal just for this exercise last month when we got started. So pull that out and together we'll reflect on the month of March. So with me I have what I did for March, and then I have my new set for the month of April. So I'll do the exact same thing that I did last month. I'll run through the prompts first. At the end of each prompt, just hit pause, spend a few minutes reflecting on your own month, and then at the end of that I'll go through with you how I felt that our month went. Okay, so let's get in to a reflection for March. So how did this month feel in less than 5 words? This month, I was consistent with my intentions and actioning my homeschool education goals. List the highlights from this past month of home education. One thing I know I need to work on next month. One thing that is working really well. Okay, so my monthly reflections for March. So how did this month feel in less than 5 words? I only need to use one word for me for this month, and that is chaotic. And that is simply because of what I explained to you at the very beginning of the video. The terrible weather, the stuff that's going on here at home. So yeah, things have been pretty chaotic here for us this month. So this month I was consistent with my intentions and actioning my homeschool education goals. I think you're probably already going to know what I gave myself with this one, purely based on what's gone on, and that was a 2. So let's have a quick look at what my goals were, and they were to complete our book unit, start earlier each day, and get our science and English tutor groups happening. So let's just say that I achieved one of those. We did not finish our book unit. Seriously, trying to do some structured schoolwork around banging and sawing and jackhammering, and you know what it's like when you're in the middle of renovations, and it was just crazy, and it was just pointless. Absolutely pointless. Yes, we could have packed up and left and gone to the library, and then we had the bad weather on top of everything else that was going on, and we just didn't see the point. So we didn't finish the book unit. We certainly got up earlier every day simply because of the noise that was going on. So, you know, did we start earlier? I don't know, but we definitely got up earlier. And then the other one that I had listed was to get our science and English tutor groups happening. And I'm really happy to say that we have started. We've only done one day of each, but we have started. So I'm really looking forward to that this coming month. List the highlights from this past month of home education. Okay, so for us, it was our teen circle. So we've started a older teen girls circle. We have 10 girls, and currently we're doing a program with an art therapist and a youth mentor. And so far that's going really very well. So it's definitely been a highlight for us this month. The science group that we kicked off with was great. The teacher is lovely and encouraging and bubbly, and so I'm really hoping that's going to be a success for us moving forward. And kind of borderline home education, but you know, I count everything in my children's education. My daughter experienced her very first live concert. So she was so excited, and her friend had the most amazing time. So it's certainly lovely to see them getting into that. Okay, and one thing I need to work on next month. My one focus for this coming month is building up our science and English group. I've just been really drawn lately to creating this space for our teenagers with experts in that field. So that's my focus for the month, is really just to hone in on that and ensure that both those groups are working as effectively as I can get them to be. So yeah, that will just be my focus, is building those two groups. And one thing that is working really well. I'm still really proud, despite the fact that chaos is all around us right now, yet we've just been able to maintain that healthy, positive connection within our home environment, with a bunch of teenagers in the house. And for most families around the world, the talk is that, you know, teens don't necessarily want to be at home with their parents anymore, whereas I really feel the opposite here, and I'm really proud of that, and I adore that. And so yeah, that is something that continues to work really well in our home. And so that's what I want to say for those of you with young kids: keep at this, because sometimes those days, especially those really hard days, this all pays off at the other end. When you've got teenagers who you love spending time with and who want to spend time with you, it's hard work, but keep at it. It's really worth it. Okay, let's move on to setting some intentions for the month of April. I will run through the prompts. You can hit pause at the end of each prompt and set some intentions for yourself. Set an intention. Use a single word, phrase, quote, or verse. 3 goals I have for our homeschool this month. How will I work towards achieving these goals? 1 goal for each of my children. Okay, so let's take a look at my monthly renewal for the month of April. So set an intention. Use a single word, phrase, quote, or verse. I've chosen a single word this time, and based on the chaos of March, my word is focus. I'm not sure if I'm setting myself up for failure with that, because we've started April, or you know, we're 1 day away from starting the month of April, and our renovations are nowhere near close to being finished. So I really don't know how I'm going to go with that, but I've got a lot of things going on, and so I really just want to be able to hone in and focus on those things that are really important to us. 3 goals I have for the month. You guessed it, number 1 is finish our book unit. We're going to be starting a second novel study with our English tutoring group, and we haven't even finished our first book unit. So we're going to have 2 on the go at once for a little bit there, but I am determined for us to finish this book unit. My daughter has been looking at a Certificate 3 course, so we need to really get ourselves organised and get her enrolled and get started with that. And of course, the month of April, we have Anzac Day. And whilst we won't spend time on a big elaborate unit, I do have plenty of Anzac Day books here that we will sit and read through and choose a documentary or 2 just to refresh ourselves and try and learn something new about that time. And how will I work towards achieving these goals? I'm going back to our book unit, and my goal is 1 chapter a day, 4 days a week. We're halfway or nearly over halfway already, so it really shouldn't take us long to finish. It's a short book, it's pretty easy to do, but you know, often life has other plans. In regards to my daughter's certificate course, it's not difficult to do. I just need to gather all the information, get her enrolled, and get started. And Anzac Day reading, that's plain and simple. I've already added the books to our morning basket, so once we get back up and running with our school days, we will just get started reading. And 1 goal I have for each of my children. So the main goal I have with my daughter, I have already mentioned that, and that is to get her started on her certificate course. So we really need to get going with that and get her focus happening on that one. And for my son, because we failed terribly at the goal I set for him last month, was to get outdoors, purely because of the weather. Although he did have an entire weekend away with a bunch of his friends, and the bulk of that was spent outside, and they were so lucky to have a clear weekend. So we were so thankful for that for them. But we need to get outside more, outside into sunshine and fresh air, especially as here the weather's starting to cool down for us. So even just for our own health, it's really important that we get outside and have some sunshine and some fresh air. How did you go with your monthly reflection and renewal pages? I hope this is helping, because whilst partly for me it feels like the month is zooming by keeping such a tight focus on it, it is really allowing me to take stock each month. It's allowing me to see where we're missing things and what we're really doing well. And I think we forget to celebrate a lot of the time, and we need to be doing that more and more. We need to be focusing in on the things we're doing well, because trust me, there are so many things you are doing well. And so this is where I'm loving this monthly reflection and renewal time. So thank you for joining me on it again for another month. Until next time, bye for now.